你知道吗？小时候我有一个梦想，长大以后变成一个美丽的女人。现在我想把这个美丽的梦想带给大家，让我们一起实现这个美丽的梦。来，让我们一起变得更美丽。
观众朋友啊，我现在在比佛利山庄的 Beverly Center。到底春天该怎么穿，穿得最时尚呢？今天啊，我们请到了一位时尚专家，他也为这个 LA Times 的 magazine 写一些文章哦，就是这个 Raha Lewis。Hi,
how are
nice
you?
meeting you.
Lovely meeting you too.
Let's find something new.
Let's go.
Raha, talk about Charles David.
Okay, Charles David is where you go to get attainable luxury shoes. So it's not super expensive, but it's not super cheap either. It's attainable luxury. Now, it's for work, it's for play. There's a lot of different variations of what you can find. But generally, if you look at what's been on the runways for spring, you'll find very similar things at Charles David. That's why it's a really good place to shop.
Let's shop and then find it.
Let's go. So Alice, this shoe basically is gorgeous, and you can wear it with a dress, and you can also wear it with jeans. So it's a very versatile, variable shoe. The espidural makes it casual in the heel, and the suede jazzes it up a little bit depending on whether you're going to wear it at night or during the day. Obviously, you're not going to wear it to a wedding, but if you're invited to, you know, a party in the park, more casual party, you can definitely wear that. And don't be afraid to wear it with a very bold color.
Looks it's very comfortable too.
Yes, it is. And that's the thing with Charles David. Their shoes are actually comfortable, so you won't be in agony all night. The spring runway had a lot of very thick heels and a lot of different types of materials used in the heels, not just your standard wooden heel. So that's why we picked this one. If you have a look, it's got a very thick heel, just like the inspirations we've seen from the spring runways in Europe, but it's textured. It's like, is that wood? Is that something else? We don't really know what it is, but it's very thick, it's solid, it makes a statement. This is definitely a casual shoe. This is something you will wear with a pair of jeans. With Charles David, you can go fun, you can go sexy. This is becoming into sexy.
Oh.
So, and that's why, especially if you look at the black one, this is your classic pump, but with a little bit of platform, which is also another trend for spring. And if you notice, the heel is not your typical heel. Again, it's made out of and you're like, what is that? Is that Perspex? You know, so
very special.
Exactly. And this in spring, we're seeing a lot of this. We're seeing a lot of different materials, and we're seeing a lot of different interesting heels, which is why I think this is so beautiful, because it's your standard black shoe with a splash on the heel that makes you go, oh. So you'll stop traffic with these.
What color we should choose in spring?
Well, that's a good question, because some people would think black's not a good color for spring, but it really depends. If you have a black suit on, for example, there's no harm in going with a black heel, especially if it's a professional type event. Now, if you are doing something at night that's a little more fun and you can afford to be risky, I would definitely go with a color. So that's why they have this shoe in burgundy too, and I would definitely suggest that, because sometimes your shoe can be your splash accessory, that everybody looks at your feet and says, wow. So a color will do that.
This is good.
That is good. If you have a colorful dress, you can sometimes go with the black, but if you have a neutral dress, you can make a pow statement with that shoe. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was wedges. Wedges are huge. And the interesting thing is we saw a lot of wedges previously with a platform. This spring, there's a lot of wedges with no platform, which is what this shoe is. It's got the wooden wedge, but no platform. And it's very sexy, it's very sleek. It's open toe, so you can see the foot, which is a very sexy thing in certain cultures. And it can also be a little bit casual, or it could be jazzed up. So that's a very versatile shoe.
If I would like to pick these shoes, what kind of dress should I match?
Well, I love that you picked the shoe first and match the dress later. I think that's fabulous. Don't be scared of the print. Prints are huge this spring, and in a shoe, what it means is you can actually wear a red dress with this.
Oh.
You can wear a black dress, which black you probably would have thought of, but you can wear bright red. You can even wear different shades of green. There's a lot of colors that will match this shoe. Generally, if you have a shoe that has this much detail and a print on it, you probably want to go for less prints in your dress, but you never know. Depends on the dress. But for you, I would suggest, a plain red dress with this shoe, because the shoe will pop in one way and the dress will pop in another.
Oh, I should try.
So we already picked some shoes for our model downstairs, so let's go get them. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
I can't wait.
I know. Okay. Red.
I'm in traffic right now.
The best kind of traffic. This is traffic at the Beverly Center, which is one of the best stores here. There's a wide range of clothes from casual all the way to elegant. So you can come here for your jeans and your t-shirt, and you can come here for the dress that you're gonna wear on a red carpet.
Raha, I don't know how to choose. Can you help me?
Of course I can, don't worry. Let's first of all go over the trends for spring. So there was a splash of color. It's been a long time since we've seen this much color on the runways. There's a lot of red, there's a lot of blue, there's a lot of yellow and green and orange. The primary colors from the rainbow are really represented. The other thing for spring is prints, leopard prints, python prints, but again, in those primary colors. Now, I think for the Asian skin tone, it would be great to see some more red. I think red would really suit you. So let's go pick a few things out. This I think would be great just as a casual look with some jeans. So I think we should pick that. Again, it's a print in the primary color. It's not your typical leopard print that normally comes in the brown and the, those kind of tones. So that's really cool. We need a pair of jeans for these. These jeans are really cool. It's a brand called Mother. And I know you think mother is probably motherly and nurturing, but this is actually stands for the bad mother, the bitey mother, the cool mother. So we'll take a pair of those and we'll try those. And I think this would make a really cute look. Okay, so definitely for spring, you have to have a red item in your closet. We saw at the Oscars that the breakout color was red. The host walked in with a beautiful red Valentino gown. Jennifer Lawrence wore red Calvin Klein. We saw beautiful, beautiful dresses in red. Sandra Bullock. So there's one dress here that I really like. It's by Vivienne Westwood, and it's a beautiful silhouette. It ties in at the waist, so, accentuating your shape. And it's got this cute detail on the sleeves. So you've got the interesting shoulder detail. And I really think this would make a great piece for the spring collection, whether you're going to a cute party or whether you're, probably not for work, but it depends where you work. Okay, so Alice, this is one of our casual looks. And remember, we talked about the print in the blue, and you wouldn't imagine it would work, but this bright blue is working amazingly with this print with a dark pair of denim jeans. They're the Mother jeans. And there's one cuff that we've put. Now, all the jewelry for spring is very vintage inspired. So you can see the lace and the vintage diamonds and the way it just looks like it's something that someone found in a treasure chest somewhere. And that's the kind of look with the jewelry. We're not using a necklace. Like we talked about, it can be too much. And with a top like this, it would take away from the top. And I think for a lot of the Asian viewers, it's really important to note that that kind of print highlights your face. So putting a necklace in between will kind of confuse it a little bit.
Talk about jeans and what style is very fashionable.
Okay, throw away your skinnies. We're done with skinnies. Spring is all about 70s inspired pants and jeans, wide legs, flares, boot cuts, the very pronounced boot cuts with a very wide leg. So if you look at this is a boot cut, but with a very wide flare at the bottom. And that is the trend for the season. Definitely get some big chunky heels. We picked those heels from Charles David, but you can't really see them because in spring you're gonna want your jeans that are wide leg to be touching the floor. But when you sit down and cross your legs, you'll get a peek at the shoes.
Wow, I love it. Talk
Good.
about this.
Good. See, it was surprising. You looked at it on the rack and you thought, oh, but it's beautiful and all of the detail looks wonderful. Again, no necklace. And the shoes, we picked those black pumps from Charles David with the interesting heel that we didn't know what it was made of. And if you look, the strap is not visible, but only if you look closely, you think, what is that? So it's another mystery surprise detail, which is all what this spring is about. Things that surprise you and go, wow, does that really work? And it really does.
Surprised me.
There you go. So this is perfect for a night out. Maybe you're invited to an engagement party.
Oh, yeah.
You know, maybe even a wedding, depending on where and what the kind of style is. And maybe there's a rock concert that you're invited backstage and you want to look really good. And that's what you're going to wear for that. So I think this is a really beautiful dress.
We talked about the back is.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the back, it's gorgeous and we have so much going on, but it really works. You have a lot of different colors. Again, the red, the blue, all the colors of the rainbow, the green mixed in here with the purple. You've got the mesh that's a green on top of a purple backing, which is incredible. And it all really works.
And the back, the heels.
And the back of the heel is very, very sexy.
Wow, I love it. And I know for this year's like Oscar red carpet, a lot of movies that choose red.
Yes, and you can see why. It looks beautiful, and notice the difference. You either wear no necklace, or if you wear a necklace, you go big. And that's what this is. There's a lot of vintage inspiration, which is also big for spring. We saw it in the cuff, and now we're seeing it in the necklace, where it looks like, oh, this came from my grandmother's chest, and this came from a pirate ship, and this came from a, that's the way it's going for spring. So don't be scared of vintage jewelry and look for little pieces you have. You might be able to make cute things out of it. The red on the Asian skin, I think, is beautiful. It also is great on Caitlin's skin, who's been great and been modeling for us today. Now, if we pan down to the shoes, we can see that they're the Charles David shoes that we chose, and they have the print, but they're almost camouflaged into the skin tone, which I know is a similar tone to the Asian skin color. So you'll find a similar kind of camouflage. It doesn't stand out, it doesn't take away from the dress, but it just looks beautiful. It's just that splash of detail without taking over the whole look. So the designer of this dress is Vivienne Westwood, same designer as the blue print top that we had. So you can see the similar way that the collar kind of drapes like that. The waist is pulled in, which is beautiful and accentuates her shape, and the length is right above the knee, which is exactly where it's supposed to be. If you need something tailored, we can always have that arranged, as you know. But I really love the shape of this. I think it's a very sexy silhouette. And if she stands on the side, you can see a tiny bit of skin on the arm, but it covers the parts we don't like. So it's a really good way to just show off some detail and show a bit of skin. Which I know you'd love.
Blue and three.
It's called the work kit because they have a lot.